This past week, we saw huge announcements from Zoom, Tesla, and Google. Now, at first glance, they seem to have absolutely nothing in common, but they're all connected. They're all part of a single, massive shift happening under the surface of tech, a hidden war for the hardware that powers AI. Let's piece it all together.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like the beginning of a really weird tech joke, right? But seriously, think about it. In the same week, Zoom rolls out a super smart AI assistant. Tesla basically says it wants to become a chip-making giant, and Google unveils a quantum computer that just blows supercomputers out of the water. These are not separate stories. They're clues, and they all point to the same thing. All right, so let's start with our first clue, the AI software we can actually see and use. It is going through a really fundamental change right now. It's not just a tool anymore that waits for you to tell it what to do. Nope, it's becoming an agent that actually acts on your behalf.
Just look at Zoom. They literally just launched their AI Companion 3.0. And this isn't just about getting a quick summary of a meeting you missed. This is a huge leap forward into what people are calling Agentic AI. Basically, an assistant that doesn't just help you, it actively jumps in, participates, and even tries to think ahead for you at work.
So how does it pull this off? Well, this AI isn't just passively listening, it's actively learning from all your meetings, your chats, your company's data. It uses all that context to summarize what was said, draft messages for you, and even create and assign action items. It becomes a proactive partner, and, get this, they're rolling it out for free to paid subscribers.
Now, to really get the next piece of this puzzle, we have to talk about where all this AI thinking actually happens. Most AI today, like Zoom's, does its heavy lifting in the cloud. But there's another way that's gaining a ton of steam, processing everything right there on your own device. And that's exactly where Microsoft is placing its chips. A perfect example is this new advanced paste feature coming to Windows 11. It lets you copy some text and then instantly have it translated, summarized, or put into a different format, all without your data ever leaving your machine. Because it's using your computer's own power, it's way faster, it's totally private, and it even works when you're offline.
So okay, we've got all this incredibly smart new software, but what in the world is powering it all? And that brings us to our second clue. It turns out the engines running behind the scenes of AI are being totally rebuilt from the ground up.
Just take a second to let that quote from Elon Musk really sink in. It is staggering. Tesla is not just a car company anymore. It's turning into a chip company. They're already on their 4th-generation AI chip, with AI 5 and AI 6 in the pipeline. They are going all in on building their own custom hardware to power everything from cars to robots. And here's the thing, Tesla is not alone. For years, Nvidia has been the undisputed king of the AI chip market. I mean, look at that market share. But a new front is opening up. You see that smaller but fast-growing slice for proprietary chips? That represents a huge strategic shift. The tech giants have realized they simply can't afford to be dependent on one supplier anymore. And believe me, the race is on. We're hearing reports that Meta is thinking about spending billions on Google's custom chips. We just talked about Tesla. Even OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT, is apparently teaming up to build its own custom chip. The key point here is that everyone wants to own the hardware. Everyone wants to control their own destiny.
But while all these companies are racing to build better versions of the chips we have today, Google just dropped a bombshell that pushes computing into a whole new dimension. I'm talking about quantum. 13,000 times. Let me say that again. 13,000 times. That's how much faster Google's new Willow quantum processor is at certain complex problems compared to the most powerful traditional supercomputers we have. This isn't just a little step up. This is a massive, fundamental leap forward. And what's so critical here is that this isn't just a cool science experiment anymore. Google's breakthrough is moving quantum computing out of the theoretical lab and into the real world. It's becoming a practical tool that researchers can use right now to do things like discover new drugs or design revolutionary new materials. Okay, so let's put the pieces together. We have our clues. AI software is getting smarter, and the hardware behind it is getting faster and way more specialized. So what's the connection? What is really going on here?
It really all boils down to this. These incredible new AI models are creating an absolutely bottomless hunger for more and more computing power. It's like a beast that can't be fed enough. The off-the-shelf chips just can't keep up anymore, and that demand is what's fueling this hardware arms race.
You know, for years, the way to win in AI was to have the smartest algorithm, the best code. That era, well, it's pretty much over. The new battlefield is all about who controls the physical hardware, the custom-built silicon that gives you an edge that no one else can copy.
So why should you care about this big shift from software to hardware? Well, because it's about to change pretty much everything about the technology we all use every single day.
So what's this mean for all of us? Well, you can think of it like a new gold rush, but the gold isn't gold. It's computing power. And the real winners are going to be the people selling the shovels. In this case, the companies building the custom chips. For us, it also means we're going to see much more powerful private AI running right on our phones and laptops in a world that isn't so reliant on just one or two chip suppliers.
Look, if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this right here. This is the new rule of the game in the tech world. Owning the silicon, the actual hardware, is now just as important, maybe even more important than writing the code. And that, of course, leaves us with the billion-dollar question. In this new era where the chips themselves are the ultimate prize, who actually wins? Is it the established giants, the scrappy innovators, or is it someone we haven't even seen coming yet? The battle, my friends, is just getting started.